we got some rather unfortunate news for former NBA center Shawn Bradley. He announced that that he has been paralyzed since January and he has been in the hospital for 8 weeks. So basically, how this happened was he was in a bicycle accident when he was hit from behind by a vehicle. This happened January 20th at his home in St. George, Utah. Um, so in case people don't know a lot about Shawn Bradley was pretty tall, especially for an NBA center. He was 7'6". He was the second overall pick in the 1993 NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers. He spent 12 seasons in the NBA, and 8 of those seasons were with the Dallas Mavericks. He says he wants to use this. He says he wants to use his accident as and I quote, an accident as a platform to bring greater public awareness to the importance of bicycle safety. Um, and he said that he's in high spirits after his accident, after being in rehab. He says he's with a great team and he's in very good spirits, which I think is pretty good. Um, and there's a quote by Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He said, and I quote, "We are saddened to hear of Shawn's accident. Shawn has always been incredibly determined and showing a fighting spirit. We wish him nothing but the best in recovery. He will always be a part of the Mavs family." So, you know what, Nate? Before I get on to you, because I'm gonna pass it on to you, I just want to say this article was written by Tim McMahon, ESPN staff writer. So now I'll pass it on to you, Nate. Your thoughts?
Yeah, first of all, obviously best wishes to Shawn Bradley. Obviously, these are things that are very, very serious. And yeah, I think this is a very good thing that he's making this more making this an awareness type thing because I used to ride, downtown Providence, right? They have like bike lanes in the street and whatnot. I rode some bikes on there. And I always get so eerie because I think someone's just gonna come up. 'Cause like this, there's some bike lanes, and I know it's in some places. So I know Boston has them. New York has some in a way. There's some cities that have. I know most cities have them, but in Providence, there's a few bike lanes, right? Especially in downtown, it's in the dead center of the street, so you're basically following oncoming traffic and stuff like that. And like some drivers, especially in Rhode Island, Rhode Island drivers are absolutely. I mean, so there are bad drivers everywhere, but it's just a lot. It's just very, very common in Rhode Island. But I really do like how he's bringing awareness to uh, bicyclists because riding a bicycle, you don't have the kind of protection that you do in a car. All these cars these days, they have lane changing features, they have safety features for when you get into car accidents. I know the GM vehicles have OnStar, so when you get into an accident, you can call in and get emergency in case we can't reach your phone. There's adaptive cruising. There's all these types of technologies in cars. You know what I mean? But there's no technologies for bikes. You just ride the bike and like a relatively standard bike and just have at it. There's no safety features. It's just like your 1990s Jeep Wrangler. There was no safety features on. You took the doors off, you took the damn roof off, and you took that thing off roading. There's no damn safety features to it. That's exactly what a bike is. Two wheels, pedals. There you go. Boom, you're off riding. And some people just don't understand that because they drive around in these new cars every day. Oh yeah, I got all these safety equipment. Oh, I'll be fine. What about the other guys that have cars or bikes that don't? There are still people out there that have older vehicles that don't have that kind of tech. You know what I mean? Not everybody has a brand new flashy Mercedes Benz with this, oh, ambient lighting and I got all these safety tech. No, it's just not like that. You know what I mean? I'm very glad Shawn Bradley's making this an awareness type thing. And I'm gonna be honest, this is something that I never thought of. And now that I heard of it, I think this is something I'm gonna keep in mind moving forward. Especially me being a driver, and I know that I have to be very, very aware with what's around me. You know what I mean? One accident can lead to so many bad things happening. You gotta really be careful about that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I do wish Sean Bradley the best of luck moving forward. I'm really thankful that he's making turn this accident into an awareness situation where drivers have to be more aware of the bikers and all the pedestrians around them. I really do think you guys should really think about that. And if you guys do drive out there, please, I'm telling you, bro, be careful out there. Some drivers are very, very ruthless. Some drivers just don't give a damn. They'll text and drive, they'll drink, they'll smoke, they'll do drugs, and they'll just go behind the wheel and just act like everything's all right. But at the end of the day, they do that and something happens. All it takes is someone's death to happen, and there you go. You're in so much trouble. So with that being said, I do wish Sean Bradley the best of luck, and please, guys, if you're on the road, please be careful. I beg of you.
Yeah, I'll take it over from there. First of all, I wish Shawn Bradley the best of luck in a full recovery. It's very unfortunate that he's in the situation that he is, you know. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that. And I think with him, I think what he means by safety precautions, he could absolutely mean what you're talking about too. But I think like mostly it might mean like exactly like how to be safe on a bike, like the basics, like use a helmet, uh, certain ways of look before you're going. But I'm glad that you did mention that. I want to get to that because that is a very good point you just made. And a lot of people don't think about like all the technology that the vehicles have in the OnStar. A lot of people don't think about like that, and they don't think about the other cars that are on the road. You know, it's not necessarily yours, and doesn't mean you have all the safety. Does not mean you're allowed to go 100 miles above the speed limit and hit somebody, or you're allowed to. You know what I'm saying? Because you could really cost someone else's life. Because let me tell you something. Accidents could lead to some very bad things, and your life can change in a second. You know, it only takes a second. And I mean, me personally, whenever I'm like walking or I'm crossing the road, like I'm always very cautious to see if the car, like to make sure cars don't go. Especially like in my college, because there's a lot of kids that sometimes just want to speed through the parking lots. So I'm always making sure like if I'm walking, that I'm like kind of far away from the car, so it doesn't like end up hit. Because that's the one thing I don't want to do is get hit by a car. That's just something that nobody wants to experience, and like it's unfortunate that Shawn Bradley had to experience it. Um, but yeah, I completely agree with you. A lot of these cars they have this new technology, but these bikes they stay bicycles. And I think that like bicycle manufacturers should start getting just a little bit of safety technology on these bicycles to kind of make sure that stuff like that happened to Sean Bradley doesn't happen to a lot others. Obviously, with the technology coming out and then making giving better safety, there's also technology coming out that are creating more dangerous vehicles. Such as the motorcycle car. Like let's take that for example, like the motorcycle car. Like to be
Right.
honest with you, Nate, it's a pretty cool car. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't. I don't think it's not the safe. It's not the safest thing. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
that I'm glad that technology is like improving to keep people safe. But there's also more cars that are being created, and there's more features that are being created that might not be the safest options, like cruise control, like auto drive. Like you can't really always trust those things.
yeah. There's
So
also features in cars that have like if you're coming close to a pedestrian in the street, it'll just stop right for you.
right, and sometimes that's even bad too because sometimes they just stop
Exactly.
early. That could cause
Yeah,
an
right.
accident too.
That can
So
cause an
people also got
accident.
to realize, as much as technology is improving to keep everybody safer, a lot of there's other technologies out there that are becoming that are giving us that car wise is turning it more dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people still got to be very, very careful. I don't care if you have the safest car ever. That person in front of you might not have the new 2021 Chevrolet, or might not have the new 2021 Ford, or the new 2021 Jeep, or the new, you know what I'm saying? They might not
Yeah,
have the 2020 or the 2019. Their car might be a 2000 or a 1990 something, and it doesn't have the same
yeah,
safety precautions as you. So you really got to watch the way you drive on the streets. As simple as that. You know. Obviously, I've been in cars with like I don't want to say dangerous drivers, but wild drivers. I've been in the car with normal drivers. Um,
I have to.
right. So I mean, like
Gotta be careful.
obviously, obviously, I know you were in a you hurt yourself pretty bad in an accident. Like it's no joke.
Yeah, and after that, I raised awareness to it because it's like y'all like because what happened was he was looking at his phone trying to change the music, and he was going like 35, and he smashed right into the back of an SUV.
Yeah.
So you guys gotta be careful
Right.
what
So
you
people
do.
gotta yeah. So so for people out there driving, please be careful. Again, going back to make the right choices because this one guy maybe didn't make the right choice, Sean Bradley is hurt. Or whether it was I don't know exactly what happened. Whether it was Sean Bradley's like own fault that he got hit, or whether the person hit him, it was their fault. I don't know, but either way, Sean Bradley doesn't deserve to be paralyzed. You understand what I'm saying? Because of driving like this, it turns that's what happened. And because of not smart choices by whoever, that's the reason why he's paralyzed right now. And it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate for him, which is why we wish him the best of luck. Okay, but let this be a lesson, everybody. Okay, please be safe on these roads. Okay, and I think this is what Sean Bradley would want us to say, because again, he's raising awareness to it. Well, let's help. Please be safe on these roads. Okay, it doesn't matter what type of car you have. Please be safe on those roads. So with that being said, I'm going to end it with I wish Sean Bradley and his family the best of luck. I hope he makes a full speedy recovery. You know, I'm glad that he's in good spirits. I hope that he continues fighting and he gets back to full recovery. And with that being said, I wish him the best of luck.